Okay, I'm gonna start. So officially, I want to welcome all of you to the second Australian finals of AI for Good Innovation to Part 3. It's initiative actually from United Nations, and one of the agencies of United Nations called ITU. Actually, also the Asian Union. Can you hear me at the back? I just want to make sure because yeah, okay, perfect. And yeah, so look, it's extremely exciting and very exciting because with the great help of our sponsors and supporters and volunteers, we actually were able to bring it back to down under because Australia wasn't participating in the program. It started in 2019. And so we're here and for the second year. So I'm really excited about it. My name is Peter Kastrak. I'm chairman of Innovate Australia. Together with my colleague, Dr. Adam Moserin, who actually is overseas right now, but is actually watching us this moment. So can we wave, everybody wave, hey Adam, yay. Okay. So yeah, we started the organization 12 years ago, and yes, since then we run close to 120 events, I think maybe more now, and yeah, so it's really exciting. And yeah, so great to actually have this prestigious event actually bring here to Perth. Now, I want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, Wajak Noongar people, and their elders, both past and present. I also want to recognize some of our distinguished guests. So starting with Honorable Dr. Parwinder Kaur, member of Legislative Council and representing state governments. So thank you for coming. Councillor Bruce Reynolds, Lord Mayor of City of Perth. Hey, wait, Bruce. Okay, we have Honorable Dr. David Honey. Is David here yet? No, I know that he told me he's coming. So anyway, Dr. David Honey, he was a previous leader of WA Liberal Party. And we have Michael Mission, who is also our judge and is our previous Attorney General in West Australia and Minister for Commerce. Now, also want to acknowledge our Chief Judge. Okay, so this is our omnipresent Charlie Cunningham in positive, very positive way. Yes, always there. So yes, fantastic. And also acknowledge all our finalists and all our judges. There's still I'm in the middle of the sentence. Come on. Okay. I can show you screen here. So yes, and our distinguished judges, who actually Charlie Cunningham going to be introducing very shortly. So, yay, how about that? Work out 5 minutes. All right. Look, I want to very much thank our sponsors. Look, again, events, as you know, so people who attend to organize events, we know that this doesn't happen by itself. And this was tremendous help actually from our state government, which we're very grateful for that. So this is and from obviously from state government was there was an agency called Investment and Trade, as you can see right there. So the logo. We have mesh points. Mesh points is it's sort of part of our space give those of you who don't know and watching from somewhere else in the world, it's actually like a hub for innovation. But that in turn was actually funded. The program Mesh Points was funded by our Lottery West. So against the government, but also obviously our fantastic city of Perth, who's been our tremendous supporter for many years. So thank you, Bruce. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Now, great thanks also. Now we go into the bottom row or the second row, I would say, but Brisbane Developer Australia Perth, Startup WA, WA Data Science Innovation Hub, all of the guides, and our friends from the platform. Platform is this logo that's here. Okay, let's see if you saw around yet. So fantastic people work here. So we're very grateful for that. And as you see in the corner, Euro industry. Thanks to Euro industry, this series got off. Basically took off because otherwise, if it wasn't for them last year, especially, that wouldn't happen. So we're extremely grateful. Okay, and also great thanks to directors of Innovate Australia, so our board, but also our volunteers, because a lot of people working, and I had to mention Trisha Hong. Actually, the fantastic food that you're eating was probably too good because nobody wanted to sit down. So, but that was actually, and she's our volunteer, but also our sponsor. So it's Trisha actually sponsor our food, which we're grateful. Ankit Severin is always IT guy and actually all the websites for submissions. And you guys, some of you know this submission, you wouldn't believe it. If you write the script for a movie, you wouldn't believe it because it's Crazy Domains, which is hosting our domain. We moved to Crazy Domain to be with big companies so we don't have to have problems. And they had for almost 2 weeks, and almost a week, our website was down during the contest, so you can imagine it was not a good idea. But anyway, at the end, it worked out fine. So finally, I want to thank all of you for coming, because it's right now, even today, and even Parwinder is going to another event because we have actually 4 events which related to IT and related to startups that actually at the same day which compete with each other. So having a really good crowd is fantastic actually. So thanks and so for all of those our volunteers and yourself, can you give a big round of applause? Right. This is, I tell you this, I have to tell it myself. It's so exciting that we're doing this. No, seriously, this has been, it's been a long time in making, but it's absolutely fantastic that we're able to do it. So look, very briefly, and again, I always say when I have captive audience, I can tell you how we got here. Can we get a clicker?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me click on there again.
Almost.
Try it again.
Okay. So look, with Innovate Australia, like I said, we organize a lot of events and a lot of them international events. So and we call it innovation summits. They're not gigantic. Usually we organize here, but then with other countries. So we invite usually consul general from that country. We invite speakers by Zoom from other countries. It's a fantastic exchange, culture exchange with when those are actually we're on a topic of AI. And so this is in general Innovate Australia, a lot of activities, a lot of fun stuff. Okay, Steve Wozniak. Okay, we created license plate. Actually, that's the WA State of Innovation, and he was so happy to get that license plate from us because hey, I can prove at that moment he says was on it. So, anyway, so and I'm sidetracking, but I do that often. So look, this is positive impact AI. So we create a group, interest group. And that sort of led us to AI for Good Innovation Factory, and actually to United Nations. So, and based on that, so we eventually organized an event. This was our last year event, again, same place, 2 months earlier. So a little bit different timing this year. And this is our current event as you saw. Okay, so altogether, congratulations actually to all the finalists. Okay, so this is fantastic that you actually got here. So we had Charlie Pratt going to talk about a little bit about submissions and what we had. And so we're really delighted actually that this happened. So one of you are gonna be there actually. So we're taking you actually to Geneva, which is really exciting. You're gonna hear for a second, for a few minutes from Matthew, who was last year winner. And, so it's really fantastic stuff. All right. Now, okay, we have a really exciting program tonight. So before I go any further, just housekeeping. So what's important, if you could turn off your mobile phones, because if people are pitching and start ringing, And I have to tell you, some of you who are in this room remember maybe that a few years ago, you know what's happened. I was trying to saying the same announcement, and I was trying to make it to the light, and I said, hey, if you phone rings, okay, then you're gonna be standing in the corner for the rest of the evening. And guess what? My horrible embarrassment, actually, my phone rang. Everybody's like, oh my God. So anyway, but things happen like that. So anyway, so this is it. As soon as you go outside where the lifts are and you look at the of the wall, you can see directions to toilets on both sides. Also, this is quite acoustic place, so be very careful, especially when we have presentation, which is very important. Even if you're on the back there and you start having a conversation, the quiet one, it sometimes carries you. So be careful. Even people go sometimes the lifts up, but they laughing and then it's like we can hear everything. Okay, so be careful with that. Okay, so I tell you what's going to happen on our agenda briefly. We have we're going to have some fantastic welcomes from some of our special guests. Then we're going to hear from our chief judge, Charlie Cunningham, and he's going to be introducing our judges, and he's going to tell us how the contest goes. And then also I'm going to be introducing them one by one finalists when they're going to pitch. Okay. After we finish all the pitches, so there's 5 finalists. Then judge is going to retire. I'm going to go with them, and we're going to have fantastic time for about 15 minutes or so. We're going to have students. There's 2 teams presenting the sort of startup concepts, so which is going to be very interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that. And although I'm gonna see it on video because I'm not gonna be able to see it in real life. Now, okay, after this, we will have award ceremony when the winner is announced, and then we're gonna have group photo. So you know, Parwinder is here. Oh, I'm serious. Where is David, our photographer? You know what? We're gonna quickly do a photo right now because yeah, everybody is here. So we're gonna get everybody on the stage. Matteo gonna get a couple people on the screen, and then we're gonna do quick photos. How about that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Come on, yes, please. Okay. Well, please, everyone, very quickly. Oh no! Thank you. Okay. Yes. All right. All right. Okay, we need some people, students there, some people here. Can you make it? Go. He's already taking photos. Okay, make sure you see all the students. We do have everybody, believe it or not. Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
I'll photo bomb it.
All good? All right, okay. Take a few of these, I think. Yeah. And then you know we're gonna do the crazy one, okay, like last year, I guess. All right. Ready, David? That's when you want the Toyota jump, do you? Yeah. Okay, tell me when you're ready. So what? No, you're excited. You're so close. Everybody. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna count to 3 and it's. Okay, we're excited. Here we go. Everybody up here. fine. Okay, keep running. Okay, our first special guest is Honorable Dr. Harvinder Kaur. As I mentioned earlier, Dr. Kaur is a scientist, innovator, and member of Western Australian Legislative Council. Before entering Parliament, she built a successful career in biotechnology and research at the University of Western Australia, including leadership roles with DNA Zoo Australia and WA Genome Atlas. She is recognized for her contribution to science, innovation, STEM engagement, and evidence-based policy. How is that? Please welcome. Dr. Kaur.
Kaya, and a very, very good evening to all of you. Before I begin, can I please acknowledge the First Nations people and the custodians of the land on which we stand today, and we get to do all these wonderful things. I would like to pay my respects to the Wajir people of the Noongar Nation, the elders past and present. And can I please ask all of you to give a big round of applause to the man because of whom we are all here, and all the energy, Peter, that you bring into this entire ecosystem is absolutely amazing. Thank you. And it's an absolute pleasure for me to be representing one of my dear friends, mentors, and also the leader of the house. And we all know him as Minister for all things science, innovation, and regions, Minister Dawson. It's an absolute pleasure for me to be working with him, but also representing him today for this amazing event. He is here in spirits. He's here with us in everything that we do, science and technology in this state, and we all know that and we all feel that. And not just Minister Dawson, but also I think the entire ecosystem. I can already see representatives from our government departments, from Treasury, and former Attorney General. Thank you so much for joining us as a judge today. Charlie, who's been a key part of our ecosystem, especially when we talk about innovation, the innovation strategy that was launched in 2022, which Charlie was, one of the key people leading that. So it's an absolute honor to have all of you guys here, but I think that speaks for itself that the ecosystem is in very, very good space when it comes to leadership supporting it and the departments and the government supporting it. I would also like to acknowledge all the dignitaries in the rooms, my dear friend, Bruce Reynolds, the Right Honourable Lord Mayor. It's really lovely to have you, Bruce, in here. And we do often cross paths for most of the science and tech events, especially at this venue. I think there has been a number of AI events that have happened, which you and I had the pleasure to come and support and also listen to the best and the brightest. Absolutely. And guys, as we speak about innovation ecosystem, I think we need to acknowledge the number of volunteers that go into this space, because even today's event would not be possible if the number of volunteers and the sponsors, all of these people who work behind the scenes tirelessly to support the ecosystem. I would like to give them a big round of applause from all of us. And thank you to all the participants, and many, many congratulations to the 5 finalists that we will be hearing from today. And I also heard that 2 of them are our own Western Australians. So it's lovely to see two of our own people make it to the final. And I look forward to see them go, hopefully, to the final stages. So all the very, very best, and fingers crossed for all 5 of you. Minister Dawson has asked me that I should share with you guys some of the important things that have happened, especially I have been part of the ecosystem myself, where I've had the privilege to not just work in the academia, but also run a not-for-profit that Peter mentioned, the DNA Zoo Australia, but also building a small startup which was for profit, and I have experienced the ecosystem, and I know that how much of an effort it takes, especially when you are doing research or business here in Western Australia, because we do have a lot of amazing perks, being, you know, the city that is close to the Indo-Pacific, to like 60% of world's population, we say. But having said that, we are also quite distant. We are also one of the isolated cities where doing business cost us more than what it cost in the eastern states. And that does sometimes throw in some extra challenges that we have to deal with. And that's where I think it's really, really important when government or anybody talks about supporting, until you put a dollar value next to that support, I think it really doesn't cut it. But we're very, very lucky that we've had funds like New Industries and Innovation Fund that has been supporting a number of startups, not just at the early stages, but also at the commercialization to scale stages. This year alone, as you might have seen the budget that has come through, $375 million alone has been dedicated to AI and digital strategy. So that speaks that it's not just talk. There is some real dollar value behind it to support it. At the same time, I've had the privilege to work on the 10-year science and technology plan. And it's lovely to see, as we are implementing the very early stages of that science and tech plan, there is an $18 million science package that has been announced in the current budget. So all of these things will be taking us to the next stages that we have all been wanting to get to. And that tells me that I have completely distracted from what the minister wanted me to say. But I think the one of the most important thing that the minister wants to send as a message to all of you guys is, we can only make in WA if we have the right talent. And you all have a role to play. We all have a role to play. And supporting that talent, I think, is one of the most important things that we need to get right at this moment. And I think events and competitions like this get us into that right space. And I have also tried to add to that, building a little bit of a bridge. So I'm going to do a little bit of plugging for my parliamentary friends group, which is launched, and we've launched the website recently. If you haven't had a chance to go and have a look, please look at the Friends of Smart. It's smart with an extra T, because WA is a smart state, which also makes sure that their T, which stands for talent, is taken care of. Because without talent, we can't deliver on science-led research tech and technologies that we are talking about in today. So Parliamentary Friends Group for Science-led Research, Tech and Talent, which I'm calling Smart with an extra T. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do so. We are doing a launch event. It will be launched by Premier on the 9th of June, but after that, we look forward to engage with the community with the 4 pillars and work with all of you to support this entire ecosystem. And hopefully I will be able to serve that bridge between the two worlds that I call my dear friends. Just concluding, I would just like to one more time say that the Minister sends his best wishes to all the participants, and we are standing behind all the amazing work that all of you do, and we look forward to support you at different stages. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks a lot. Our next speaker is Councillor Bruce Reynolds, Lord Mayor of City of Perth. Bruce Reynolds, the 19th Lord Mayor of City of Perth, has been involved in Perth business and community sector for more than 30 years. And his background spans property, hospitality, marketing, and small business, alongside with extensive involvement with charities and community organizations. As Lord Mayor, Bruce has focused on city safety and activation, economic growth, and community well-being. Please, welcome.
I don't know if I need these. Can you guys hear me okay? All right.
The people online might.
Oh, from the mic. Okay. All right, how's that? First of all, thank you for having me here this afternoon. To Pete, again, to you, to Adam, to your extended team, to Innovate, to the judges, Thank you for what you do in this space. Every so often, actually too often, my phone will ring and it'll be Peter's name on my phone, and there's two things that happen. The first one is I say a little swear word, and the second thing I do is I answer it. The reason I answer it is because the energy, the authenticity, the oversharing is real. He is a great man, and Adam as well have the cut from the same cloth, and it's people who do things for others so others can shine. That's the reason why you answer the phone when someone like Pete rings, because you know, he's giving others an opportunity. And today I was really excited to see the kids in the room, thinking that they were here to get inspiration from those pitching, but then to hear their pitching as well is amazing, and it just warms the heart, because it's those little steps you take in life that lead to something totally different. If anyone has had a chance to see the Australian of the Year speak while she's in town, you'll know what I mean in regards to inspiration. She is probably the most capable and inspiring person I've heard speak. And if you do get a chance to see her speak, it is insane. But again, her journey into outer space happened because of a setback. She wanted to become a pilot, and she talks about a story around why she couldn't become a pilot. And it was through the misadventure of not being able to become a pilot that led into engineering and ultimately into space. So for those pitching tonight obviously is about winning. You come here and you're nervous and you want to, you want your idea to be the winner, but that's not where the real gold lies. The real gold lies in what you share, the experience you share, the setbacks that create new opportunities, and from that, you just never know. I won't say you'll end up in outer space, but you don't know where you'll go, and I can certainly say that in as Peter alluded to, some of my career in the past. Well, when I started as an apprentice as a 15-year-old, I didn't think I'd become Lord Mayor. And some days I wonder why I didn't stay back in my past trade. But it really is an opportunity today for you guys to put your best foot forward, to learn skills, to make mistakes in your pitch, to, I guess, stand on the shoulders of giants. You've got some amazing people in the room here now that will now become your mentors. And when it comes to mentorship, don't be frightened to pat people on the shoulder. Don't be frightened to have uncomfortable conversations. People are so giving. They really are so giving. And they've been there, right? They've all had that situation where they've doubted themselves, still doubt themselves, and having someone who is interested enough to seek advice for them, they will give you advice, and you just don't know where that next conversation comes. So in regards to AI, obviously, it's not just a buzzword anymore. I'll wrap up as quickly as I can, but it's not just a buzzword anymore. It is shaping the way of the future, but more importantly, it's shaping the way of now. And in Perth, Western Australia, I say to everyone that I have to say as Lord Mayor, it's the best place in the world to live, and it's the best place in the world to work. But the reality is it is. If you're a young person sitting in the back there wondering what to do with your life and your career, do it here, because the wave of growth and opportunity that is hitting our shores as we speak, and is going to continue to compound over the next 30 years, there's nowhere else you want to do what you do. We've got a housing shortage, we've got a skills shortage, we've got an attitude shortage as well. So as long as you can rock up and you can have a crack, put a smile on your face, you just can't miss in a place like Perth, Western Australia. And again, I'm living proof of that. So with that, as the future unfolds and you're able to play your craft here and the opportunities will open themselves up, you've only just got to look around the city at the moment and there's police cars and special service people left, right and centre. The defence opportunity is going to be enormous. AI is driving that. Elon Musk said just a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if he said a couple of weeks ago, but I saw it a couple of weeks ago, and he's the sort of guy that says things and you sort of think, yeah, I'm not too sure. But yet, every time you look at his balance sheet, it keeps tripling and doubling and then all the rest of it. So, and he said that in the next short few years, he sees through AI the world's economy doubling. That's an amazing statement. And even if he's half wrong, what a great place to be. So have fun with it, live, learn, and don't be frightened to make mistakes. And if Pete rings, pick up the phone.
Thanks for that recommendation. All right, so now we're gonna hear we're gonna have a very short video. I'm gonna hear actually also a message from UN, from ITU. So you're gonna see on our friend and coordinator of our program here. His name is Gillian Martinez Roora, and he's an AI robotics program officer at the Yes, I hope you. Okay, at the United Nations International Telecommunication Union, ITU, and which is UN Special Agency for Digital Technologies. He coordinates AI for Good Innovation Factory Australia, so helping us from the ITU, and he works on international AI robotics initiatives connected to innovation, education, and global challenges. So take away, Matteo.
I clicked it. Should be playing.
Suspense.
Welcome to AI for Good, the leading United Nations platform on
Okay.
artificial intelligence. Organized by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies, in partnership with over 50 UN agencies, and co-convened with Switzerland. The mission of AI for Good is to unlock AI's potential to serve humanity. As a multi-stakeholder platform, AI for Good advances solutions, standards, and skills. In today's AI for Good event, we are counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging session. Boost your AI skills and elevate your career with the AI for Good Discovery Badge. Receive verified digital credentials that recognize your engagement in cutting-edge sessions, exploring how AI is being used to tackle global challenges. To see if a session is eligible, look for the blue badge banner on the right side of the video interface that activates at the end of each live session. Share your badge on LinkedIn and across your professional profiles, and check the AI for Good Events webpage for upcoming eligible online sessions. Discovery Badge sessions are part of the AI Skills Coalition, ITU's global initiative to strengthen credible AI learning pathways and expand access to high-quality, trustworthy AI knowledge worldwide. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished facilitators and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to join you today on behalf of the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Specialized Agency for Digital Technologies, and to welcome you to the AI for Good Innovation Factory in Australia 2026. First, let me warmly welcome and thank Peter, Adam, and the entire Innovate Australia team for making this event possible for the second edition. Bringing together founders, judges, students, partners, and the wider innovation community takes real commitment, and we are grateful for the energy and leadership you have brought to this collaboration. At ITU, we often speak about AI as one of the defining technologies of our time. But today, it is not only about AI as technology, it is about what people choose to do with it. It is about the founders who see a problem and decide to build a solution. It is about entrepreneurs who take risks, test ideas, and turn them into technical progress that is practical, useful, and human. And this really at the core of the AI for Good Innovation Factory, to identify practical, deployable solutions, leveraging AI, scale those solutions for global impact, and really accelerate progress towards solving global challenges. Launched by ITU under the AI for Good initiative, the Innovation Factory is our global startup teaching and accelerator platform for AI-powered solutions that solve global challenges. It connects the startups with mentors, investors, industry leaders, governments, and the broader UN community, helping promising startups move beyond the pitch stage and really achieve real-world impact. This Australian chapter is an important part of this global effort. Australia has a very strong and growing AI startup ecosystem with deep expertise across research, entrepreneurship, industry, and public purpose. Today's event gives us an opportunity to see that ecosystem in real action. We're very excited to hear from 5 very promising startups. Each team will have a few minutes to present not only what they have built, but why it matters, who it serves, and how it can scale. And the winning startup will also go and represent Australia at the AI for Good Innovation Factory Grand Finale in Geneva, just in a couple of weeks. And during the AI for Good Global Summit 2026, from the 7th to the 10th of July in Geneva, Switzerland. There, they will join other winners from around the world and pitch on a global unit stage with access to international visibility, networking, and support. But regardless of who wins today, every team pitching is already part of something larger, a global movement to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a safe, trustworthy way around the world that benefits people and planet. And I would like to thank you, our distinguished speakers, our judges, and everyone involved. And thanks for joining us today in this evening. And we very much hope that we are going to be able to continue this collaboration in the upcoming years. And we wish you a very successful event today. Thank you very much.
I'm cool with that. Now speaking about winners, let me introduce you last year winner. Matthew Mezaros is the founder and CEO of Project Om, a Western Australian company developing energy-aware AI infrastructure powered by renewable energy. His background spans from telecommunications, data centers, cloud technology, and technology commercialization. In 2025, Project Om won Australian finals of the United Nations AI for Good Innovation Factory. Yay! With Matthew representing Australia in Geneva. So Matthew, take it over.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. How good is it to have this event here in Perth? Can we put our hands together again? Innovate Australia. It's 19th put this event on for a second time, and hopefully many times to go. I had never had the opportunity to visit Switzerland. Anyone, I can now say that I've been there 6 times because I stayed on the French side. And across the field to Switzerland each day. But attending the event was eye-opening for the experience of standing on a global stage to talk about our project. But secondly, the accelerator program that they offered was excellent. The quality of the panel that were educating us about what it takes to scale on a global footprint was exceptional and extremely valuable. One of the best things that I took away. Standing on the stage and having that experience of 10 exceptional companies to compete with, and it certainly refined my own pitching experience too. Talking about AI for good, I guess, we're scratching over that AI is being used for a lot of very bad things at the moment. So it's a testament to you, the companies that are presenting today, and it's a testament to Peter and the team, this event on to foster growth and positive impact of AI. So I wish you all well. I talked to the judges and they said the quality of the applicants this year is exceptional and all the finalists deserve to go to Geneva. So really looking forward to the pitches. Best of luck to everybody.
Fantastic. And now finally, we're going to hear from our returning chief judge, Charlie Gunningham. Charlie has more than 25 years of experience in Western Australia's startup innovation sectors.
Okay, that's enough.
No, it's not. As a founder, investor, advisor, and mentor.
No, thank you. Thank you, Peter. Wonderful. We're 25 minutes behind already. And yes, when the phone rang, we all picked it up. We just loved it. Peter got this going last year as a pilot to raise all the funds, the fees for AI for Good and everything else. He went around and did that. He's come back and done it again, and it's even bigger and better than last year. Last year, I think all the finalists from WA. This year, we were completely blind. We had no idea who was from WA, who was from over East. But I think the finalists are a couple from WA and 3 from over East. Some have actually flown in, some are online. So we're looking for the biggest wow environmental, humanitarian, societal impact. 5 minutes to blow us away with that. They've already got here the finalists. We've had many applications to read. I want to thank all my esteemed judges here. Michael Mission, we've introduced as Attorney General. SJ, she's a partner at Sterling Rose, specializes in AI. JP Parker, she's a strategist, systems thinker, and co-founder of Infinite Solutions. James Reeves, who works on the Industry Growth Program, a program I used to work on. So can we thank our judges? The lady down here will flash you when there is, we'll send up a time when there is 60 seconds to go. How are you going to do that for the online people? Peter, how's that going to work for the online people? Are the online people live or video? They're live. Or video. Okay, so they're already sorted. Okay, so the people live here, she will let you know there's 60 seconds to go. I'm sure you're well organized. We are looking for the one company. We think all 5 can go to Geneva, but the one that can really go and compete, like Matthew did with the big global AI for Good companies over East, over globally. So that's enough from me. We're looking to, as Guillermo said, unlock AI to serve humanity. Let's go. First pitch.
Okay, so our first company is Enly. Enly is AI-powered healthcare.
Use the microphone, Peter.
Oh, yes, that's important. Thank you. Enly is an AI-powered healthcare decision platform that reconstructs patients' health states from complex real-world data, enabling earlier disease detection, safer clinical decisions, and scalable preventive healthcare. So they are actually online, so please help me welcome Enly.
All right. Thanks so much. Can you guys hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All good, yeah.
We can.
5 minutes and then there'll be questions from the judges.
Okay, so I'll start. So my name is Bart Piechowski-Jóźwiak. I'm the CEO of Enly, an Australian company established in 2024. I present for the finals of AI for Good Innovation Factory Australia. I want to thank the organizers and United Nations for giving us this opportunity to share our passion and journey. So Enly predicts reliably in the real world, even if the world changes. We deliver truth from dirty data and give predictions that save lives for everyone, every healthcare system. I must start with saying that I'm very biased. I'm a survivor of a life-threatening and preventable and predictable disease. Also, I'm a physician. I trained 3 years in Switzerland, in Lausanne, in Geneva, so another bias. I've made life and death decisions on imperfect data. I want to share with you today how we stop fighting that imperfection and start turning into our greatest predictive asset. In real life, I stood at the patient's bedside and watched a confident AI systems telling me they were low risk, but they were not. I had instances where there was no risk prediction system available at all. Yet there were tools, if deployed promptly, they could have changed the outcome, save lives, and decrease suffering. That is why we are here to close this gap. It's our vocation and purpose. So every day, every moment, every minute, there is another disease incident such as stroke, heart attack, sudden death, or new cancer diagnoses. We all heard stories of otherwise healthy people dying suddenly or having a devastating, life-changing disease. So why is it happening? We know that there is data there, but it's because it was missed, overlooked, or not considered. These events happened. Possibly an off-the-shelf AI system could have guessed confidently, but wrongly and without doubt. The right decisions were delayed or not deployed. So what do? We are a team of 4 passionate and skilled peers, including myself, Terence, our CTO, Nathan, our COO, and Jordan, our VP of Engineering. We have 3 contracted international sales executives as well. So we decided to wrestle this problem and solve it. We started during the pandemics by predicting clinical risk in a novel reality. There was nothing available at that time, off shelf. There was that would be relevant to the time and location, and it prompted our first proof of concept project. We ran that model in an ultimate clinical environment at Cleveland Clinic Abu Dhabi, predicting first heart attacks and strokes. We included 590,000 patients with observed endpoints, over 3.4 million patient months worth of observation, 32,000 variables per patient, and our ROC was above 0.9. We were 28% better than the off-shelf prediction estimate from a world benchmark. Our prediction accuracy fringe, you can see it on the graph here, when pandemics data were included in the retrospective process, but buckled quickly to better ROC. This shows you the agility and contextual relevance of our model. As time is life, we don't lose it. We go straight to the signal, to the real world, dirty data that are error-prone, noisy, and of course imperfect. We gather those from EMRs. We deploy our integrated intramural solution without losing time on data cleaning. Our garbage-to-gold approach, a comprehensive mathematical engine, proved that dirty data used together predicts better than a clean data used alone. We modeled that against MRM approach that Uber, Google, and every major data team uses. This approach hit a wall and started selecting noise. G2G kept finding signal because it treats redundancy as strength, not a flaw. So we deliver only the truth based on historical data set, as there is nothing new under the sun. Due to our unique approach, we occupy a wide ocean space in the market because we use dirty data and tailoring our predictions within the host organizations. We are sustainable by eliminating 80% of the data cleaning burden. We operate under local data and information governance and provide tangible local context. We are protected by the mode of our patent submission, securing our solution in the strategic quarter of focus differentiation. What is our journey? We started from inception in Abu Dhabi, our first POC and peer-reviewed publication, to exploring Australian healthcare, ongoing POCs with King's College Hospital London, MENA providers, and Malaysian organizations. Most recently, we are targeting Epic.
Time, Bart. Sorry to cut you off. We can maybe get it in questions. 5 minutes goes very, very quickly, but we have to be consistent with everybody. We're not going to have every single judge ask a question to every single company, but I'll start. I think maybe 2 or 3 questions, probably about enough. Bart, can you tell us how you can scale this idea? Your results from the hospital were very, very impressive in, Abu Dhabi. That's my one going on. Abu Dhabi, how do you scale this from hospital to hospital to hospital around?
Yes, so thank you. It's a great question. So basically what we do, we demonstrate the ability of our model to use the local data for all of the contexts that are unique to the organization. So the only prerequisite is extensive, noisy data, multi-layered data set. We use it as the starting point for aligning with the organizations. So we know recently Epic published their own AI prediction model based on their huge data sets, and their ROC was around 30% for sepsis prediction. We offer truth-based, not hallucinating predictive model that thrives in very complex real-world environment. So healthcare providers are very interested. Of course, the question is around setup. The setup is very simple. We need very low CPU, GPU capacity because we use tabular data sets. So that's where we are.
Easy to set up. SJ?
Thanks very much, Bart. I was listening to what you were saying, thinking how awesome it would be if we didn't have to cleanse data, because data engineers are the true heroes of machine learning. My question relates to privacy, because it sounds like you'll be using sensitive personal data. Can you unpack for us how you comply with privacy regulation, but also privacy expectations?
Yes, it's a great and very spot on question. So basically what we do, we deploy our system intramurally within already existing data governance systems. For our analysis, we don't use any PHI. This data may be anonymized. It's only tabular data set without any identifiable personal information. So because it's intramural, we are not externally delivering our solution to the organizations. It's all protected by relevant regulations of the market and the local context.
And one more question, James?
Great job, Bart, and this would be fantastic if we actually get this going to market. And my question, on your last slide there, you had to think around partnerships with healthcare systems, and obviously partnering with those organisations and getting the data in the first place is critical to making this work. Can you please expand on who your partnerships are with, or whether you've got any commitments from anyone in terms of traction and getting data into your system at this stage?
Yes, excellent question. As you mentioned, access to data sets is critical. So we developed our POC based on Cleveland Clinic data. Now we are using available free data sets to prove the concept. There is an ICU data set we are working currently to pitch into the Epic headquarters. Our main strategic objective is to find partners willing to open their gates for us. We come with the POC as a teaser for the organization. We develop that. We know the model will work. We prove this on a mathematical model. And also in real life in the paper that we published. So there's no doubt it works. The only thing is to find a brave enough organization, chief technology, chief innovation officers at healthcare and healthcare delivery organizations, payers, insurance companies, for them to be able to open the gate for us and us sort of flowing intramurally and showing the capacity of the system. The capacity in the context of relevance to their KPIs, safety markers, or patient level decision making.
But
So
if I may also add, also some of the university R&D projects, if you want to elaborate on that, with Brown University, with the University of Queensland, things like that as well.
Yes, so we are in connection with Brown University, not only with healthcare domains, but mathematics, statistics, because this is our engine. Our engine is math and stats. We use AI and machine learning just to deploy these models at a scale. Yes, so this is unique. We use a statistical gate really to filter what is relevant. There's no human judgment. That's why we select dirty, we can say irrelevant from the context perspective data, like all of the admin, CPT codes, attendance, and all of that. We are not selective. We take it all as it is, as it stands. And stats do the job. What I showed you on the graph, and this is interest from Queensland University and also from the American universities, is basically why we get the nudge on our ROC when pandemics data came. It was a prospective, retrospective learning of the model. When pandemic data came, they were different. There were different statistical correlations with the outcome that changed the prediction. So our accuracy dipped for a moment, but then shoot up exponentially because it's learning the past and is giving us only the events that happened within the history, but in the context. So it's not creating events, it's not hallucinating. It's only what is there in the data set. But of course, we find statistical correlations. So this is a great interest. We are part of the University of Queensland project, and also we are a few active publications in that space. But it's maths, statistics. Part of this is healthcare as the data territory where we operate.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, our next finalist is Enterprise Monkey. It is open source AI think tank, agents for humanity, where humans and collaborative AI agents work together to solve complex global challenges by turning idle AI capacity into free, structured, collective intelligence. Please help me welcome Enterprise Monkey.
No, it's not. I think they've got it up there.
The mic.
Have you got the clicker up there? Have you got the clicker up there, Peter?
Okay.
Yep. Just give it a quick test.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Hello. I come from a place in India where access to basic electricity, clean water, and education was a dream. My mother dedicated her life to teach young girls who could not afford formal education. When my mother passed away from cancer, my father made it his life's mission to give those girls a livelihood. But the problem was he didn't know how, what to do, what would work, what help he could actually seek.
Amir's father is one example of 10 million organizations in the world that are struggling to find solutions to the world's problems associated with the SDGs. They have the same problems. They don't have a research budget. They don't have a best practices handbook. They don't have connections into other organizations that are trying to solve the same problems. What if there was an AI solution for this?
Agents for Humanity is a free portal website where anyone from any part of the world can post a problem that they are trying to solve. And hundreds of AI agents work together, collaborate to find a living solution. Not just answers, but implementation packs, artifacts that people on the ground can use for the day-to-day work. Have a look at some of these artifacts over there that have been created through our pilot program itself. It's not just a solution, it's a roadmap, a guideline for them to be able to take it on the ground and actually implement that solution. Now imagine this. With your ChatGPT or Claude subscription, which you're already paying for, no extra cost, no extra time, you can actually make a difference and change someone's life who is living somewhere around the world. That's the power of Agents for Humanity.
We have traction with this. We started development 18 years ago. It's been through testing. We're concluding 8 pilot programs now, one of which is with Amir's father, and transforming lives on the ground today. We're gaining momentum to a global launch in July.
In COVID, we launched Angel Next Door, a platform where anyone seeking help could post their request. For every help request, there were at least 5 humans who said they wanted to help. When COVID hit India, we launched it globally. We touched 1 million lives. That's the power of humanity when you give it a platform.
We have a dedicated team that wants to solve this problem. We're accomplished. We have decades of experience in product, strategy, and governance. Dr. Nita, she's in the field implementing these programs, ensuring that the bridge from technology to the implementation packs to the solution on the ground actually works.
So how does it actually work? Humans like us submit a problem. Once a problem is submitted, agents work together to evaluate and rate that problem and divide into multiple sub-problems. From there, research objective is set. Hundreds of agents go and work and do the research, and that research is stored in an AI brain organized in such a way so that other agents can access it easily. Then proposals are created, steelman, critiqued, verified, cited, and then ultimately agents form a council of the respective voices, and from there, a synthesis document is created. Not all of the proposals make it. The ones that make it goes into a living solution. But we don't stop there.
Agents then work and decide what would the person on the ground need to actually make this happen and create the kits that you have in your hands.
The product is open, it's ethical, compliance and tested. Let's look through revenue model. We have revenue, we don't need revenue to be sustainable. And what we're really doing it for is girls like Sabrina. She's finished the first cohort, she's earning income for her family.
My mother used to say, if you give someone meat, you feed a family. But if you empower someone to take action, you can uplift the whole community. With Agents for Humanity, we have the power to uplift millions. There are some amazing people doing some amazing work on the ground. They just need our help.
Thank you.
Yes, so the power of humanity, when you give it a platform, you said any problem. At what scale?
So at least any problem can be put on the platform and agents can at least attempt, or we as humans can see that the problem is there. Now there would be some problems that agents would be able to solve, or at least research, or at least attempt. But then you have a repository of problems that we know can be solved. And that can be used as a benchmark for all of these models fighting to be the best to see, or can your model actually try and attempt to solve this problem? So, but very simple problems where the solution exists, but they exist in different areas. My father from Aligarh doesn't know that there's a solution that's been implemented in Kenya, and it's a model that we can pick up from US, and a curriculum can be developed. So all of these grassroots problems can be simply solved, but there will be some problems that we won't be able to solve. But the thing remains on the platform. It's a living solution that keeps evolving with time.
So coordinating that aspect of it, have you thought through to that where, okay, you have this problem in this part of the world and it's similar to this problem in the other part of the world. So how are you communicating?
So the agents who are doing the research, once we divide into sub-problems, a research objective is set to actually identify what's happening in the world. And they look through public databases to try and identify what's actually out there. And that is stored in the knowledge base. But the knowledge brain that we have developed is the one that would store all of the researches centrally, which means after a year, if someone else posts a similar problem and the solution partially exists in the system, the agents would be able to look into the brain and then fetch that information.
And there's a way also for that to be proactive. Go, like, I'm just curious, is there any kind of a heat map you guys have?
We actually do, and also there's an opportunity for humans to participate in the discussion. So the volunteers, the caseworker can come and say, hey, this doesn't work in this case. And then that changed the direction of the debate and synthesis, and then moves from there.
On a specific problem level too, this is an open feedback loop. So in that documentation, you'll see there's open questions identified. So the system is saying, here's research that we've deployed into this implementation pack. Here are things we still want to learn. There's data that can flow back from the cohorts on the ground in terms of attendance logs, consistency with the payments of the funding coming through. Any of these things can be then passed back through the system so the next cohorts can be improved.
Right. Okay.
Thank you. This is, sounds very ambitious. And you mentioned a couple of things, and perhaps it's just me, but you mentioned agents. These are human agents?
No, so these are AI agents, and it's not even scientific like sci-fi agents. Your simple chat GPT subscription or Claude subscription, which costs $30, you can set up a simple scheduled task, set up a connector. We actually had a slide about that as well. And set it as participating daily, and they can actually go and contribute.
So you're looking at the role of AI specifically in this as a storage brain or a repository of knowledge, and also as a means of analysing the problem and disseminating potential answers.
Yes.
Is that the substance of the use of AI in this particular proposal?
Yes, so agents are actually looking at the problem, defining it further, breaking it into sub-problems, researching what's out there, and then multiple agents participating in a debate, critiquing it, coming up with a proposal, critiquing the proposal, and from there coming up with a synthesis. Once the synthesis is created, creating those artifacts that can be actually used on the ground to implement that.
Just one further question. How far advanced is this? Have you tested it in action? What degree?
So we have actually done pilots with 8 organizations. We have posted around 5 problems each. So we have actually tested with 40 problems so far, and we have had so many learnings through our pilot program. We are actually, at the end of June, we are planning to go live with it. We have 40 more organizations who are willing to actually put in there. We have got a university who's willing to dedicate their tokens to this as well. And we are then planning for a much bigger launch where we'll just make it live to the world. So anyone out there can actually post a problem.
Let me say one other thing too. There's research that's just come out in rapid council mode that we're deploying in this platform. It's just in April. I think one of these papers came out that shows JP like a reduction in hallucination and bias when there's multiple LLMs that are coming in. These could be Claude, they could be Open ChatGPT, and that actually reduces the bias coming out of that.
Sure. And it might sound very ambitious, but if you look at the solution, it's so stupidly simple. It's just out there in front of our eyes. You just have to orchestrate the agents, give them a role. Whenever like AI is coming in, you give it a role, you give it the context. We have done intelligence in terms of capturing the context really well and then giving them the role and orchestrating that through. But there's no new tech required for this. And as the models grow stronger, it starts to become stronger from there.
Okay, I think we asked you about 12 questions there, so well done.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Okay, our next finalist is IDAI. IDAI. It's an AI-powered platform that detects deepfakes and verifies authentic content, helping protect trust, democracy, and digital integrity in the age of synthetic media and data online. Hi, Judy.
Thank you, Peter. Hi, everyone. My name is Judy Say-Hey, and I'm the founder of IDAI. One second. Every day, someone is deepfaked, their identity stolen, their face weaponized. But imagine if we had the infrastructure that could detect, eliminate, and treat threats real time at scale. Introducing IDAI, a deepfake detection platform that detects what is real and what is AI generated in real time. Simply input video, images, audio, and our highly specialized AI models will analyze the pixels, the emotion, the blood flow, the voice, the fingerprints, and assemble it into one single model and spits out a score, a percentage of what is likely to be AI generated or not. The thing to really take into consideration here that makes us really unique is that most off-the-shelf detection platforms, they use public data. We have exclusive access to proprietary attack data from 3 key institutions. So every fake that we detect makes our system smarter and our moat stronger. All client data is encrypted, sovereign, and OIC compliant. Initial customers that we're focusing on is public figures, because 47% of all deep fakes actually target public figures. So high net worth individuals like Andrew Forrest, Gina Reinhart, celebrities like Matthew McConaughey, Chris Hemsworth, politicians like Albanese, all the way to ASX listed CEOs. They have all been deep faked, scammed, and their deep fakes have been used without any consent, costing millions of dollars every single year. Our business model is really simple. For the high net worth individuals, we have a very simple business model, which involves a foundational model, which is about $5,000 to $50,000, a setup fee, which actually looks at one-time biometric baseline build. Then there is a monthly recurring model, which is about $3,000 to $10,000. It's a 24/7 protection, detection, and AMC day takedown. This model can also be used for other industries like media, banking, insurance, government, to name a few. The thing that we're actually really impressed about is that our traction, we've only started 6 months ago. So in October, we bootstrapped and built an MVP. In November, we were accepted into the Atla residency program to test and validate our idea and concept. In December, we built and deployed our first model. In February, we onboarded 3 paying clients. March, we've onboarded the research partner CSIRO, who's helping us with the models. We've also been given $200,000 in Google Compute credits. In April, we also onboarded our deepfake detection expert, a leading one in Australia. And this month, we've hit $20,000 MRR. We also have 7 letters of intent from politicians, high net worth individuals, and family offices. The thing is that we have a really compelling competitive edge here. We're capitalizing on a network and partnership that I have personally built over the last decade. I actually founded an agency called Crowd Media Group. We have over 1,000 businesses and relationships with clients across all different industries, and we have access to some proprietary data that we're using to train the models. We're also a government partner, which also gives us access to some of the decision makers. We have a big network of news and media clients. We've been featured in a number of publications over the last few months. We have access to some private network, CEO Magazine, Forbes Council.
1 minute, Judy.
Yep, sorry.
1 minute, Judy.
Okay, sorry, thank you. But to make all this happen, you need a winning team. So just to share a little bit about my experience, I've been in business for 15 years. We've scaled a business from $0 to $10 million in a very short period of time. Last year, I was actually named the CEO of the Year in a partnership with Gina Reinhardt. I was also named the top 50 women of influence as well. Our CEO, our co-founder is John, who's got over 10 years experience in deep tech and ML, has deployed many enterprise projects at scale. We just recently onboarded Dr. Jyoti also. She's one of the leading voices in deepfake detection in Australia and has pioneered the industry over the last 10 years. In terms of our business, it's all about the impact that we can bring out to the world. If you think about the global conversations that are taking place at the moment, it's all about truth and trust, democracy, safety, and ethical AI. We believe that our SDG.
We might get that into questions. Sorry, the 5 minutes does go, doesn't it?
Thank you.
James?
Hi, Judy. Excellent presentation. Thank you very much for that. I'm interested, obviously, I can see why you're targeting the high net worths as a first starting point. In terms of opening this up and scaling it for the good of humanity, do you have visions to develop this kind of beyond those kind of early payers, I guess?
Yeah, so our actual our vision is to offer this to essentially everybody. But as you know, to start this off, we can't have everyone paying for this kind of this type of subscription. So we made a decision to start with high net worth individuals because they have the highest problem and they are willing to pay to actually solve these issues. But our long-term goal is to actually offer this as a free service for humanity to use. Because this is a slide I didn't get to a chance to finish, is that we're actually making 3 commitments here. Is that our it's open knowledge, that our source of our detection and our benchmarks are open knowledge to people to use. We're actually having an AI safety academy, which we're training the next generation of defenders, like students from different AI backgrounds, and also offering it as a free service for vulnerable individuals. So our focus is actually to do good in this world and use this to do good. So we are only starting with high net worth individuals because we can train the models easier because we actually got the proprietary baseline models that we can train. But the ultimate goal is to actually make this something that people can use every day, can discern, with a click of a button if something is real or something is fake. Because I think personally, I believe that the biggest problem of the next century or the next decade is going to be if something is real or something is fake. And if you can't determine that, You know, you can't really solve any problems, whether it be climate, conflict, health, or injustice. So, yeah.
Judy, thanks so much for your presentation. I think knowing what's true and what isn't true is really important to democracy. And on that, I'm assuming your system never delivers, I'm 100% certain that this is authentic. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you
So,
ever 100%?
yeah, so no one can say it 100%. Any platform that says that, it's it'd be great to you know, look at the way it's been built. Our platform, on average, we're getting about 92 to 95% accuracy, which is pretty good. But the thing to really take note here is that this is not a business that you can just build and sit down for 6 months. It's something that we're constantly building, we're constantly iterating. This is something that we're constantly working to improve, because the attackers are always getting better. And I think that's always something to take note of. So it's never 100% accurate, but our aim is to always get, you know, close to that sort of 90% as possible.
Can I just have a follow-up on that? So if I'm a user of your system, can you contextualize for me what percentage is acceptable? Or do I say I'm 97% certain that this is authentic? How would people ordinarily use it?
So at the moment, our paid clients that we have, it's actually the high net worth individuals that we're working with. So we've created models that can determine, you know, because to be able to determine if something is deep fake, you actually have to create some deep fakes as well. So you can actually got a place to measure. So the thing is, we've put in, you know, thousands of data into our system to see what, you know, like how many percentage of them is actually accurate and what percentage isn't accurate. So when we took sort of a baseline view of things, it's sitting between that sort of early 90%. But like, you know, this is, you know, we're using AI to determine if something is fake or something is real, right? So there is going to be an element of error here. But from what we can see, this is you know, this is a $200 billion industry. And there's been sort of 3-4 leaders in this space in US who have recently been able to cap raise about $150 million. It's a company called Pindrop. And they specialize just in audio. So our moat at the moment is just focusing on sort of that high net worth individuals, building those models, and then sort of deploying it to different industries. But to answer your question, there is a little bit. It's 90% likely AI generated. Is what we. But we also have the ability to explain why it's AI generated as well. So we have a bit of a scoring sheet that comes with it. So when you actually put an image in there, it will say the reason why this is 97% as well. So there's an explanation. There's a model that explains everything as well.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, our next finalist is Ready Explore, is an AI-powered geoscience platform that transforms unstructured historical geological dark data into actionable intelligence, accelerating the discovery of critical minerals needed for the global energy transition. Please help me welcome Ready Explore.
Over the last century, the mining industry has produced one of the greatest data sets ever. But it's still one of the most underutilized data sets in the mining industry. And the reason? We call it dark data, and that's because it isn't in a database. It exists within billions of pages of PDFs, scanned PDFs, handwritten reports, all scattered across the world. At Radixflow, we want to bring this data to life to help the next generation of explorers accelerate finding these critical minerals essential for our green energy transition. Before we do that, let me tell you a story about how we ended a 20-year-old ghost hunt. This is a real case study where there was a company historically in 1997. There's a company called Uranis who identified uranium anomaly in a historic data set and drilled to find it, but they didn't find anything. Over the next 20 years, there were several other companies trying to find the same anomaly, spent $800,000 collectively, didn't find anything. Recently, while helping a uranium explorer identify uranium deposits, we encountered the same anomaly. It was a 705 ppm deposit, enough to run a generation of nuclear reactors. But in order to avoid the mistakes of the past, we wanted to find the source data set. We used our forensic agentic geologist, go in, reconstruct the entire history, and identified that all the companies were looking for it in the wrong direction, in the wrong area. That's because it's tens of thousands of files, historically, humanly impossible to go through them. But within RadExplore, it was few seconds, and we could analyze the entire state's data repository and identify this. So we need to avoid such ghost chases. And why? Because to reach net zero, we need 25%, we need 25 times more critical minerals that we need, 25 times more critical minerals that the world has ever mined to date. Electric cars need 6 times more minerals than standard cars. And to go from a discovery to a mine, it takes over 17 years. But RadExplore solves that problem. So RadExplore isn't a single AI model, it isn't an LLM, but it is over 30 computer vision NLP models enhanced by LLMs that are doing exactly what a geologist does, but at scale. It can read through natural language, poor quality data, identify deposits, make the connections, plot them geospatially, and ultimately embed into every workflow that an explorer does. And so the impact that we think we make is on these 3 pillars. One is we want to do digital discovery. Before companies go and disturb new ground, we now make it much easier to look at existing historical information. So fewer holes means companies recycle data and don't disturb new ground. Second, in the process that when companies historically drove for new minerals, they skipped past critical minerals because it wasn't essential. So we can go back into that data and identify those critical mineral opportunities without disturbing new ground. Lastly, there are several developing nations who have a wealth of information but don't know how to utilize it. By putting it into RadExplore, we can enable companies to easily find it and allow these companies to bring mining investments internally on their own terms, without companies dictating what they're doing. Yeah, so we've had a lot of momentum. We have customers across governments, tier 1, tier 2s. We were one of the only Australian startups to have ever been chosen by the PHP Explore program, which is like the Y Combinator for mineral exploration. So recently we visited Olympic Dam through the PHP Explore program, and it was an eye-opener for me. It showed me why it needs 17 years. It showed me how long it takes to go from a discovery to actually become a mine. So at RadExplore, so right now there's for every 1,000 deposits, for every 1,000 discoveries, one of them becomes an Olympic Dam. We want to increase those numbers significantly. So what are our asks? We don't need capital because we are generating revenue, but we want you to open the doors to the National Geological Survey so we can increase our data sets. We want to UN.
That's time, Russell. Sorry to got something well done.
It's the last one.
It's the last one. Yeah. Very good. I suppose if you're standing on the stage in Geneva, Russell, and you've got 1,000 people in front of you, I'd like you to tell them why this is good for humanity in a couple of sentences.
So, hi everyone from Geneva. So most people think mining is bad and they want to move towards renewable energy, green energy. But all these things need raw materials. Raw materials come from mining the earth. So by So you have to disturb the earth a little to generate minerals for the greater good of humanity. But at Radixplo, we are helping you disturb the earth a little less than companies would usually do. And that little less on a global scale is a very, very big number.
Okay, thank you. Yes, James?
Obviously you're partnering with the education to start, well done. And there's obviously, this is all about their data. Are you only giving them, the company who is kind of giving you the data back, this information, or is there any plans to kind of open this up? And again, to the point that Charlie made, governments also often have a lot of data. Have you considered actually partnering with governments to kind of use that whole kind of data for, opening it up for more good, essentially?
Yeah, so excellent question. When we started, none of the majors wanted to talk to us, so we don't actually have any proprietary data. We have gone to all governments across Australia, Canada, India, Middle East, South America, North America, and built a global repository of open file mining data sets instantly alive within our platform. So the mining juniors have the same capacity to explore as much as any major. And we have such a big data resource. The majors themselves are coming to us to subscribe.
That's good. I like that.
Okay, so in Geneva, you will be pitching for more money eventually. So what might the goal be, and how do you see yourself leveling this up?
Right now, as part of my 5-year business plan, there are 2 pathways. Is bootstrapping, where I can grow like a smaller business, maybe reach 10 to $20 million in revenue, maximum up to 60 million, and then maybe exit, get a good thing for myself. Or maybe I take in $25 million as Series A, which is a big problem for me because I need to scale this at a global scale. So we do have pathways that we have planned for. The small business is easier, but taking in the investment to grow bigger is more exciting and solves a bigger problem. But I might be left bankrupt at the end. That's strong.
Okay, thank you, Russell. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Okay, our final finalist. It's Valeris. Valeris is an AI-powered educational engine, Project Socrates, which uses adaptive Socratic dialogue and multimodal AI debate to develop critical thinking skills across classrooms, universities, and ed-tech platforms. So please help me welcome Valeris.
One sec, I'll just make sure that all is being shared. Yeah, yep, it should.
Hello everyone, I'm Sam Menez, I'm the CEO of Valernis, and we are rebuilding human intelligence. This is June, one of our fantastic developers at University. Critical thinking is going down across the board. Overuse of LLMs is incurring more and more cognitive debt. The issue with this is that LLMs by design are engineered to give us very quick, responsive answers, very snappy, very satisfying. It's great for building things, it's great for running agents. It is not conducive for education. Educational institutions are not yet fully embracing AI because of this. And furthermore, because of the closed box nature of these platforms, the data is not private, and student data is a very sensitive thing, and rightly so. Introducing Project Socrates. So over 1,000 years ago, Socrates basically said that he knows nothing, and that is a thing that I hold very dear to my heart. We're basically building educational middleware. Socrates acts as a bridge, an open source core that is auditable, allows student data to be completely private, and ensures that LLMs, while powerful, are being used to be grounded in curriculum and policies set forward by the educational institutions that they are being used on. So Socrates sits in between things like OpenAI, Claude, etc., and whatever educational experience you need. It ensures that the answers are Socratic and it actually is conducive for learning. It ensures that the answers are private because Socrates can anonymize the data itself and then use these models for really, really great analysis and trends and student data. But because it sits in the middle and it's open source, it can be deployed locally. SDG, IDG. So the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN are very near and dear to our heart, especially number 4. 4.4 and 4.7 are things that we hold very dear to Vilenis as a whole, and Socrates only furthers. But beyond this, we're longtime proponents of the Swedish Inner Development Goal of thinking. So critical thinking is at the core of what Vilenis does, and Project Socrates is really trying to embody that. Members of note, so we have a team of 11, including June over here, and Alina somewhere in the back there. But members of note, Ama Demetieva from XEDU, the largest EdTech accelerator in the world, over in Finland. We have Jipeng, he worked on Microsoft Jawise, which was the early precursor to modern chatbot AI. We have Yasmin, she's an AI researcher at the University of Pavia in Italy, currently working on a paper on Socratic failure states in Socratic AI. Alongside June over here at Kent University. And we have Cameron, who's over in Oregon State University. He's a professor of mathematics. So why are we the ones to do this? So don't just take our word for it. We have shipped products before. In 2023, we had a very disastrous launch just when ChatGPT came out. And we went right back to the drawing board, right back to building mode. And we've been building ever since then. And we just relaunched Vilenis, an educational platform for high school students aged 10 to 18. Currently out in Australia 4 days ago, and every month for the next 8 months forward, we'll be rolling out in 8 different countries. Business models, so B2C is already covered by Vilenis. We have parents, we have schools, but B2B is being covered by Project Socrates. The core is open source, but we have a Vilenis personalization engine that allows the educational experiences to be personalized in real time for the learner. That is proprietary, and that is part of our managed B2B API access. Competition, so Khanmigo, ChatGPT, EDU, these are some closed box, non-auditable vendors that offer educational experiences, but they're not private. And if you want to deploy them locally, you can't really do that. So student data is sensitive, curriculum is sensitive, policies are sensitive, so that's where Socrates sits. Impact, billions of dollars are being spent on AI in education every year, but sentiment is at an all-time low, and rightly so. They're unsure about hallucination, they're unsure about grounding things in curriculum, and Socrates aims to bridge that gap. All right, so now meet Millie. She's a student I've been tutoring since she was 10 years old. She's 17 now in year 12, and I don't have enough time to tutor her one-on-one. So for the last 6 months, she's been testing Vilenis, and her scores have gone up by 10 to 20% across the board. So that either means I'm not a great tutor or that we've built something meaningful and useful here. Please join us while we equip the learners of tomorrow for an AI-dominated future.
You stunned us into silence. Well done. Stand up, Michael.
Can you give us a practical example of how it would work? I'm your student, you're the tutor, you put me on Vilenis and the Socrates platform. How does it work? What do you do? What does it do for?
Sure, so Vilenis is our B2C offering. Socrates is a separate B2B offering that would be licensed by universities or TAFEs or corporate trainers. But on our platform, Vilenis, when you log in, you get curriculum relevant lessons. You have a Socratic AI tutor that is using an early version of Socrates already that analyzes the curriculum you're meant to learn. Let's say you're a year 7 student. Okay, you need to learn these specific learning areas, the Sakara codes that you need to go through, but it ensures that when it's providing the content to you, it's asking you like, well, why do you think that is? Or how do you get to those steps? They never directly provides the answer. Now, an issue with Socratic tutors is that it'll often get caught in a loop where it consistently just asks you, why? So June and Yasmin, AI researchers, are actually working on a paper right now to try and solve that problem. So loop detection is really important in these models.
Just one other question related to that. How far advanced are you in finding a solution?
So I'm pretty early on with that one. Yeah, the research paper's only just started about a month ago, but we've had some promising results so far. We get about 80% loop reduction based on the method they've implemented so far in for learners, but it's not perfect yet.
Thanks very much for that. I'm a bit of a fan of Socratic AI tutors. I built one using Cognitive. So I want to ask you, to what degree is it possible to customize for different cultures, different languages, different curriculums?
Yeah, fantastic. So the learners is a very tailored suite. But Socrates is something that we wanted to pop out as literally a bridge. This is not a model. This is something that can be deployed very lightweight. It's open sourced. It has public contributors, and it is able to. We don't have any data here. This, whatever your platform is, your institution is, you're plugging in your needs, your curriculum policies, your frameworks, your student data that is local and anonymous, and then that is using the power of LLMs to provide you whatever you need for that.
I see this as quite a competitive space, and I've uploaded my daughter's curriculum and said, "Here you go, you can go and learn this." She didn't, but the idea was there, and you can put large language models into learning mode these days. So there's obviously quite a lot happening. In order to be successful, therefore, I think speed of execution and getting to market and getting customer traction are going to be absolutely critical. What have you got, or what is going to enable you guys to be the ones that get there and get the customers quickly?
So specifically the institutional customers are very tricky. When we first launched for learners, when we were first piloting it, it was great for homes, it was great for educators, but educational institutions are held back by a lot of red tape. So because of that, that's where we came up with the idea of Socrates. We're not hosting their data, we're not hosting anything, providing this service, and they're able to deploy it so it meets their policy expectations. A lot of our competition, while robust and very effective, when you upload your curriculum, now you've lost access, now you've given access for your curriculum to this closed box. When you upload your student data, the same thing. You don't know what they're doing with that student data afterwards. So this is the only solution that allows you to get meaningful education, local and private.
I have one for you. So you said you did well in the pilots for home, and we see a big surge in homeschooling, especially more recently. So how do you see that evolving?
Yeah, so homeschooling is really interesting. When we first did our initial launch, our failed launch, I infiltrated a few mom groups on Facebook, pretending to use my mom's account to get in, and it was really interesting because homeschooling parents have a really big role that they like to play in their kids' education. Obviously, they've taken their kids out of school, so they consistently paying attention to what is out there. And one thing that I did see when ChatGPT first came out on these groups is that they were worried about hallucination, and they were worried about non-consistency of answers, and is my kid going to get something inappropriate sent to them by these chatbots? So the whole point of making Socrates is so that the better this gets, this open source software gets, the better our own platform that already has students get, because we use this in our own platform as well.
Okay, so now we have an exciting part. First of all, before judges actually get up and leave us to debate, I just before that happened, I just have to tell you, about a year ago, we were going to actually do this. Okay, so we were approached by this smiling lady over there, Valentina Tipolidi. And yes, and Valentina actually, yes, just we have some young students from Game Changer Awards program. Yes, to present, and I'm delighted we make it happen. So yes, I will ask Valentina to come. But what we're going to do, because we're not going to have judges, but we're going to sort of do the same thing. So You're gonna be the judges, basically. So we're gonna have, maybe I can ask two of my friends, Phil and Phil, to just have microphones and, growing microphones. And then, yeah, so Valentina, please come and tell us a little bit about what you're gonna do. And judges, please lift to the conference room.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter, to having us here tonight. I'm very excited about it. Very briefly, I will give you a quick overview of WITA and just to give you a little bit of context about Game Changer Award. So the Western Australia Innovation Technology and Talent Alliance is a non-for-profit organization that works within WA to create technology ecosystem and to recognize talents and create opportunities. We run a number of programs. One flagship program is the Insight Awards, which this year is celebrating the 31st anniversary. And Insight is one of the most prestigious technology awards and recognize innovation, entrepreneurship, and outstanding talent within the state. We also run Passport Door, which is our way to give back to the community through fundraising for technology for sick children. This year, we are close to reach the incredible milestone of $1 million raised for the Birth Children Hospital. And now let's look at the Game Changer Award, which is the program that we're talking about tonight. What is GCA? So GCA is a STEM program for school. And what we do, we ask the children and the students to work on innovative solutions to challenges that can be reconnected to the United Nations Sustainability Goals. So they work in a team throughout the years and start from a problem, they define possible solutions, and they work throughout prototyping, testing, and finally they learn how to pitch. At the end of the year, there is a big event that runs where these students present to judges coming from industry, academia, government. One key principle for the Game Changer Awards is the inclusivity and accessibility. So we want to make sure that all the students feel represented in the STEM and technology fields. And we want to make sure to give the opportunity to underrepresented categories, such as girls, neurodivergent children, or children from regional areas or low socioeconomic area. Let's have a look at some of the numbers from last year. It was one of our biggest events. We had 26 schools participating throughout the years, 200 teams of students. So we involved almost 800 students, 95 judges coming from volunteering for us, coming from different industries, 18 sponsors, 40 volunteers. So this event is fully run by volunteers. And then, of course, is the WITA board, which is supporting it. As I mentioned, we really rely on our sponsors and our ecosystem. If you are keen to support us, please register. You can come as a judge to the event, or you might want to volunteer, or maybe you can support us as a sponsor. Now, I don't want to take any more time from the girls. So the two teams that are presenting tonight were selected from the top scoring AI-related projects from the Game Changer Awards 2025. And I represent both categories in primary schools and secondary schools. So I'm calling now the first team, which is from the Perth College. And please welcome Linda and Kaylin presenting their project, Household AI Bin, an automatic waste sorting system designed to reduce sorting errors and encourage more sustainable waste management practices at home.
Have you ever stood in front of a bin, holding something sticky and confusing, and then suddenly realized that this one decision could either save the planet or send the recycling bin into eternal doom? When Linda and I started researching ways to reduce landfill waste, we discovered something really surprising. Even people who generally want to sort properly often find sorting confusing, and sometimes people think they're doing it correctly, but they're actually contaminating the bin without even realizing it. So we decided to investigate further. We surveyed almost 100 people and found that more than 90% still found sorting annoying or confusing, even if they wanted to recycle properly. Which honestly makes sense, because sometimes recycling labels feel like a trick question. We started to understand why after interviewing Tiana, a waste recovery education officer from Bayswater Council. She explained that recycling labels are designed for all of Australia, but most councils have different rules for recycling. So if you've been putting soft plastics with recycling symbols into the recycling bin, sorry, but there's a chance you've been doing it wrong too. But honestly, that's understandable because the system itself can be. We also interviewed 6 people and learned that protecting the environment isn't the only reason people sort rubbish. Some people do it to save bin space, while others are motivated by programs like Containers for Change, where they can earn a small amount of money for recycling correctly. When we researched existing solutions, we found that most AI sorting systems try to fix the problem after rubbish is already being thrown away and mixed together. But by then, contamination may have already happened and recyclable materials may no longer be used. On top of that, once rubbish begins its journey to the sorting facility, it can become more dangerous and expensive to manage. And if rubbish eventually ends up in landfill, it can harm the environment. So we decided to design a solution where the problem actually starts, at home. And that's what inspired us to create the Household AI Bin. We designed the Household AI Bin based on 2 personas. Penelope is environmentally motivated, always tries to do the right thing, but still finds sorting confusing or annoying sometimes. Lily is new to the local recycling system. She mainly sorts rubbish to save bin space and is still learning local sorting rules and labels. To build our prototype, we used Google Teachable Machine, a web classifier, an Arduino Uno, a servo motor, cardboard, a reading lamp, and whatever we could find in the recycling bin. We modified our prototype many times. Sometimes the AI worked really well, and sometimes it absolutely did not. But every failure helped us improve the design and learn something new. Eventually, we managed to build a prototype that could reliably detect and classify the rubbish we trained it to recognize. In this demo, we show how a prototype was able to recognize many collectible items as either recyclable or general waste. The ball then automatically moves and drops the item into the correct side of the bin. In the future, we imagine the system connecting with councils, adapting to local recycling rules, and even rewarding people for sorting correctly through partnerships with organisations like Containers for Change. We also imagine a mobile app that can help users track their environmental impact and build better recycling habits over time. We might not need one huge invention to save the planet. Sometimes a small idea like the Household AI Bin can make a big difference. And maybe one day, when you're standing in front of the bin, holding something sticky and confusing, you won't have to stand there guessing anymore. You'll know you're making the right choice for the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. That was an excellent presentation. I don't know about anybody else, but I am always confused about recycling. I seem to have arms full of things, which bin to put it in, so it's a great initiative.
Question from the audience?
I was just wondering, a lot of the things that we throw in our bins have barcodes on them. Would that be, or did you consider using the barcodes to scan them and decide whether it's recycled or not recycled?
No, we're using like a camera to detect what the rubbish looks like.
Do you consider using the barcode, or you expect that it's going to take things?
Could be a possibility. Yeah.
I just wanted to say I always get confused by the bins, and my wife gets really angry with me when I throw it in the wrong spot. So you've not found a customer. I would be the first one to order, and I would order these more as well. So well done.
One quick question. Was this part of your school curriculum that you had to do this project, or was it out of your own interest?
It was part of an after-school activity we did, but it led to a lot of pathways.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and really well done. Thank you. I introduce now the second team, and this one is from the Kingsway Christian College. Please welcome Hannah, Sadika, Hannah, Charis, and Elise, presenting Paddy, a smart and accessible solution designed to support menstrual health and student well-being in schools.
More than 2 billion people menstruate, but if it's a natural bodily process, why is it so expensive to purchase a 10-pack of pads? Why do we have to feel awkward even though we're paying unworldly prices for something we can't help? 2 in 5 people struggle to afford menstrual products, and pads and tampons have a 200 to 400 markup % from production costs. Is that really how we want to be treated?
The impact of this issue extends far beyond physical inconvenience, affecting women's confidence, opportunities, and overall well-being. When they don't have the products they need, they may feel that their period will hold them back. Many females struggle to afford menstrual products, as mentioned earlier. 2 out of 5 people experience the difficulty of accessing these items that are not simply important, but naturally essential for everyone. Access to menstrual products should be recognized as a basic human right. Without these products, many women face financial stress and are forced to rely on unsafe alternatives and experience reduced confidence, preventing them from fully participating in sports, school, or whatever they feel passionate about.
So, what's the solution? Does anyone know? Don't worry, as you can see, we've come up with an idea. We've decided to create a dispenser that allows free and easy access to pads and tampons in bathroom stores. The Paddy Caddy. The Paddy Caddy is designed to empower women on any day, because no one deserves to feel not confident enough to take on opportunities due to something they can't control. The Paddy Caddy will help to empower women to feel as able as anyone to find courage to do greater things. And then we understand that you may not be the direct target audience for this presentation, but together we are one community. And although the Paddy Caddy is designed to specifically support women's dignity and well-being, if one part of the community does not have the most opportunity, it can get to work to the best of its ability, and the whole community won't be able to work as well as they can. So we hope that everyone can understand the importance of this issue, and we hope you all enjoy listening. Nicely said.
Nicely said, Paris. Yes, the Paddy Caddy will help. Although in some public bathrooms pads are provided, it comes at a cost and inconveniently causes women to have to leave their store, collect the pad,
then re-enter the store to change it and may even cause some women to feel ashamed. On the other hand, our solution is a free in-store dispenser that provides pads and tampons discreetly and reliably. Providing women with free, reliable, and hopefully eco-friendly in the future access to pads through a pad dispenser will break down generations of frustrating pink tags while helping to empower women just by lending a hand while they're on their period.
Our project relates to several of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The first is SDG 1, No Poverty. By providing pads through a dispenser, we help reduce the financial burden of buying them, and we also help already those in poverty by making these products free. The next is SDG 3, Good Health and Wellbeing. Our dispenser promotes menstrual hygiene and reduces the health risks that may occur when women go without pads or turn to unsafe alternatives simply because they don't have any. It also supports comfort and dignity. And most importantly, our project contributes to gender equality. It ensures equal access to essential products that all women need, allowing them to fully participate in their lives, including school, work, and their community. It also helps break down the stigma or the disgrace that some women may feel when they're on their period, which is a vital step towards equality.
So, our design is a female sanitary product machine with 3 different dispensers: pads, liners, and tampons. We designed it to be installed above the toilet paper dispenser so that women won't have to exit their stall to get the products they need. Our solution is different because we plan on putting the dispenser inside the stall, making it easy to access and discreet, while also being free of charge. It features light colors to make it welcoming and an aesthetic design on top to make it look pretty, something everyone would like to use, with a lid on the top to refill the products. Additionally, refilling is not a problem, as it'll just be another task for the cleaners to perform. To open the dispenser, you need a specialized key. Unlike typical dispensers, ours offers multiple product options to meet different needs, and only for feminine hygiene products. Instead of including extra unnecessary products like single-use hair ties, lip gloss, or whatever else you can find.
For our new and improved prototype, we decided to incorporate AI technology to make our product more smarter and more efficient. The upgraded design includes a small sensor that detects when the dispenser is running low or completely empty. Once it identifies that the supplies are running low, it will automatically send a notification through an app to the cleaning and maintenance staff, letting them know it's time to restock. In the future, this technology could also be improved and worked on to eventually order the pads itself, making it even more self-sufficient. This feature helps remove the inconvenience of finding an empty machine when it's needed the most. It helps make the system more reliable, self-managing, and reduces the need for constant random checks.
We presented our prototype to a group of Year 8-9 girls, and they responded positively to this concept. They really enjoyed how this is a free and really easily accessible pad dispenser, and they really enjoyed the fact that they didn't have to face school staff to access the feminine sanitary products. However, they did recommend putting a more diverse products to accommodate more diverse needs and preferences, and they were also scared whether people would abuse the system and take more pads than they need. However, as previously mentioned, we do have an AI sensor, and an additional feature it has is that it can sense whether there are sudden drops of weight. And when that happens, then the buttons will lock for a short period of time before coming active again, which helps ensure fair access for everyone.
We want the Paddy Caddy to become a reality. So that being said, we'd like to collaborate with some well-known feminine hygiene brands who are looking to combine their CSRs, which is corporate social responsibility, with the SDGs. The companies will provide financial support to fund the making of the machine or make the machine themselves, depending on how much support that they want to give us. These companies will in turn receive publicity for their company when women choose to use their products again after using them from our machine. We would also like to make our machine from renewable materials like bamboo, cornstarch, or recyclable products to reduce the use of fossil fuels. We really want the Paddy Cuddy to become a reality. So in the future, we'd like to expand to the whole world to not only support global equality and awareness, but support living as a woman.
Ladies, there are 5 of you. How do you break down duties internally? Who does what?
Well, in the development of this, there were 3 of us that built the prototype that we unfortunately don't have today. And then everyone contributed with research, and I feel that there wasn't really a power imbalance or anything when we created this. It was all very flowy.
Anybody else got any questions?
Just wondering, have you reached out yet to any potential sponsors, or have you started that process yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I think it might be timely to give this presentation to a broader audience, targeted audience.
All of us opportunities for them to show what they can do and what that comes about. And maybe someone from here today can support with some contact and put them in contact with our people.
I'm sure you've heard me, right?
Okay, thank you so much and welcome. Well done. And it was amazing, presentation, amazing job. Thank you so much. So I guess as judges are not back yet, we could probably take a little break and waiting for them to come back and announce the winner.
Yeah, so there's still a bit of food at the back if you want to grab some, or a quick glass of water. If you come back, actually it's maybe we need to get to the seats quickly because we're running down time, but if you want to grab something now, that's all good.
Scan the QR code and come to the game changer room.
Okay, we've got a few minutes, I've just been told, so 2 minutes for either a quick toilet break, where they are, or water, or bite to eat. 2 minutes back to the seats would be great. Thanks, everybody. Yes.
No, I know that. Oh, okay. All right, everyone. This is love. Okay. Okay, please take your places. So, yes, but okay, so I'm gonna explain that. Yeah, I'm gonna explain what's happened. So we actually, first of all, we have certificates for all our finalists except one. Because I'm not gonna get certificate as a finalist, they're gonna get certificate as the winning startup. Okay, so I only do with Charlie actually to announce, so he's gonna announce it. Then we're gonna get congratulations, couple of photos, and just few announcements, and then we're gonna network.
Thank you, Peter. Come and sit down, come forward, come forward. Thank you for staying, those of you stayed. Thank you to my judges. That was a lot of work. That was about 20, 25 hours of judging before we even got together on Monday and got the finalists and then to here. And thank you all for coming. Thank you again for Peter. I can tell you that all 5 could absolutely have gone to Geneva. And I want to tell all 5, including those online, the judges, we really want you to commercialize these amazing AI for good innovations. Can we give them all a big round of applause? Promise me, promise us, cross your heart, swear to die. It's fantastic. I mean, it's really, the hair's on the back of my neck. It's incredible. Wonderful work you're doing. Please keep doing it. Please keep doing it. Now, just to go through in no particular order. We heard from Edley, predicting strokes and heart attacks. We heard from Enterprise Monkey, solving big problems with AI agents. We heard from IDIA, solving the problem of deepfakes. We heard from Rad Explore, using data to find minerals that we'll need. And Valernis, Socratic learning. After much deliberation, the judges ranked all the presentations for Source tonight, and it was pretty much a unanimous decision that the winner, the Australian winner for 2026, AI for Good Innovation Factory, and we're going to Geneva, is Enterprise Monkey. Hold that for photos. I think what we were particularly impressed with was using AI agents and literally using AI for good. People can put up problems and the agents, millions and gazillions of them, can solve problems all around the world. What a fantastic idea. Let's hope it really, really flies. And we loved the passion of your presentation, the data to back it up, your belief, and everything else that you're doing. So congratulations. Any words you want to say?
Look, it's something that's really personal to us, and we feel that AI was created with a promise that's going to do a lot of good, but then somewhere it lost its promise. I think this is our opportunity to bring AI to what it should be doing to solve human problems. But also when more powerful agents come, hopefully they can look at Agent for Humanity and say, okay, this is what our purpose and mission is. Thank you.
Good luck in Geneva. In the photo, Peter? Peter should be in the photo. In the photo? Okay. Okay. Rest of you, we have certificates for you.
I just want
Please keep doing what you're doing. It's wonderful what you're doing. Wonderful what you're doing. Wonderful what you're doing. Okay, those on the screen and others. Keep going, Russell.
Sorry, just wanted to thank Innovate Australia, the wonderful judges. You mentored us, you guided us, Peter, for all of the amazing work that you guys do. It's again good to see an organization that's working in this. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Judy.
Okay, I want you guys stay here, but stay a little bit in the background because we're asking all the. So can we have all the finalists actually come on the screen? On the stage, sorry. Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah, so we get some at least not because at least not here, but because oh, oh yeah, very good. Yeah, yeah, there you are. Yeah, okay, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, very good. Yes, I know. So come forward then, yeah, because we get projection actually on the certificates. Yeah. Yeah. SJ, you can. Yeah. Oh, was that good? So
Still ready to come, you've got pictures on your face.
yeah. Okay.
Happy with the lights?
Yeah, I don't want to say that, you're going to change the things. No. Yes. Right there. Okay, wait there, Alan, wait, Alan.
I'll go with spare showing.
Cameraman's coming back.
Hey, you're right. That's great. Yeah, okay. Can you see Adam as well at the back?
Good. And that's great, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's not how yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait a minute. All right, that's what I hear. All right. All right. Yes, I got it. Okay, so look, yeah, no, delighted what's happening. Fantastic. Look, what's gonna happen? Oh, let them go naturally. So soon we're gonna discuss logistics of going to Geneva. And so basically, same like last year, we're gonna meet again in this place when we come back from Geneva. So last year we organized events called AI for Good Innovation Factory, back to Geneva. That was the title. And this year, the title is AI for Good Innovation Factory, back from Geneva. So that's it. Yeah, but no, look, we're really excited. Gonna be, you can put in your calendar, gonna be on the 29th of July in this place. But like we do our normal events, 1:30, so during the day, 1:30 till 4 o'clock. So if you can mark your calendar, it'd be fantastic to see you there. Plus, yeah, I'm not gonna keep you with, please network with our winner. Once again, tremendous thanks to our judges, because I think if you saw how much work it is a lot of work actually to do it. So we really appreciate, so give them a round of applause. Fantastic. Also, yeah, so once again for our finalists and for our winners, another round of applause. And last but not least, for our sponsors, supporters, and tremendous volunteers. Okay, just so you know, we're already talking about 2027 to some government departments, which is fantastic. So we're looking forward to making it bigger, better, and yeah, so we're really excited to make it really national, although it's already become national this year, probably. So yes, we're looking forward to it. So please stay, have a chat with the finalists, have a chat with the winners, have a chat with Matthew. Matthew, have a chat with this year winners, okay? And please network. All right, thank you for coming. Nice.
Oh, yes. I'm